Hey everybody, it's Nate and Steph from Adventure in a Backpack. Welcome to our worst vlog ever.
If this is your first time here, please go click the Adventure in a Backpack logo below and go check out our other videos because this is not the best adventure vlog. So let's talk about why. So, worst adventure vlog ever. So for the last, I don't know, like probably 10 or so weeks, we've been putting out an adventure vlog every Friday. If you haven't quite caught on to our schedule, you know, we've been doing like adventure vlogs on Fridays and like kind of like tutorials and like us trying to like teach you how to do something, or van life how-tos or whatever on Wednesdays, and then our live chats on Mondays. But yeah, this is what you're getting for today, this Adventure Friday.
Yeah, I mean, that's not to say that we haven't had any adventures. We've had a lot of adventures in the last few weeks, and we have some really, really spectacular videos almost ready. But they're just not ready, and they're not quite up to par with our standards just yet, and we just didn't, I mean, flat out, we just ran out of time.
We've had a real
life.
Yeah.
We ran out of time.
So basically, like, this is what you're getting today, because sometimes I feel like maybe we don't show the real life of some of the stuff that kind of sucks about like what we do when things go wrong, more or less, I guess. I mean, we do things when things go wrong on the engine and stuff like that, but like when things go wrong with Adventure in a Backpack, the business. And so yeah, so we kind of want to let you guys in on it. So honestly, like, we're probably just going to talk about it for 15 minutes or so, I don't know, however long, basically until we get tired. So feel free to leave us some comments, all that kind of stuff. We're just going to chat for a minute. But yeah, we've had a super busy last week. This time last week, we basically 1 week ago, we left Mammoth and we drove to Valley of the Fiery Canyon. What was it?
Valley of Fire State Park.
Valley of Fire State Park, and I've been struggling on the name all week. Valley of Fire State Park, we did some hikes there, and it was absolutely fantastic and such a cool area. Definitely an awesome spot to stumble across. We didn't even know it was gonna, like, we didn't really know where it was until we just saw signs for it, and we're like, oh hey, heard of that, seen it on Instagram, we should stop in. So we stopped in for the night, had some hikes, it was good, and then we drove all the way to Escalante, Utah. Through Bryce, through Zion, had an adventure in Escalante. We hit up some slot canyons. If you're following us on Instagram, you've seen those pictures, and that's what the video was. That area is so beautiful. I really tried to keep my video shooting like to a minimum, and I had like 53 minutes of like fairly edited video, which is not acceptable for a like vlog basically. And so that's part of the reason why this video this week is not going to happen. Can I keep going?
Go ahead. Okay. You're on a roll.
The other thing is the video that we were actually initially going to be putting out was the video that we were shooting when we were in North Carolina a few weeks ago. We had just a component of it. We needed a narrative to tell the story of what actually happened in North Carolina, because we didn't do a very good job while we were there of actually doing like the actual narration, like keeping up with that, because we really didn't know what was going on the whole time. We weren't running the show, so we didn't know like what was coming up next, and so it was really hard to do any kind of like story basically like on somebody else's story. It's hard for us to tell a story of somebody else's story when we were kind of just along for the ride. So we needed that. We needed to do this narrative outside, and we needed to do it today. The wind was blowing about 35 mile an hour most of the day today, and so that just simply did not happen. We didn't want to do it in the van because it just wasn't the feel we were wanting to go for. It wasn't the storyline we were wanting to go for. So that didn't happen. That should be on deck for next week. And then the Red Rock Canyon River Gorge flaming
Valley of Fire
will be probably the week after that. So that's kind of what we were working on. This is what you're getting this week. So yeah.
Yeah, and then I have been absolutely useless for adventure in a backpack this week because
Here, let's get in on here. It's gonna be personal time with Steph.
oh man, I don't know about
We're gonna move it closer. Because everybody loves. Like this because okay. All right, go for it.
Okay, so I've been absolutely just useless in helping Nate this week because, and I can't complain about this. This is a really good problem to have. But my business, as many of you guys already know, I own a consulting firm, and so my business has been taking off this past couple of weeks, and I've just been super swamped. You know, I mean, how sometimes it goes, your work piles up and piles up and piles up, and then all of a sudden you've got a whole bunch of stuff that you've got to do all at once in a really short period of time. So, avalanche, yes. I'm actually looking right now at hiring somebody, so hopefully that workload will go down a little bit at least in the near future. But you know, it's all part of the adventure. You know, we're running a couple of different businesses from our van, and that's not always easy. It's not always glamorous. Funny story, we were stopped in a truck stop this morning. It was like 9:00 in the morning. We had stopped so that I could take a call with a client, and so we were there for probably, I don't know, maybe an hour and a half working. And in that time period that we were stopped, somebody actually took a picture of our van from the road and posted it on Instagram and said something,
I don't think it was rude.
I don't know about rude, but kind of facetious that whoa, that just got bright.
Oh, sorry.
That we were sleeping in a truck stop, and I was like, that. I mean, sometimes we do, like something we try to avoid truck stops, but rest stops happen. But it was 9:00 in the morning, and that couldn't have been further from the truth. We were working.
I wish we were sleeping at that point. We'd already driven for 2 hours and had been working for an hour at that point.
Yeah. So, like I said, this has been a very much of a whirlwind of a week, and Nate's been working so hard on video editing. I've been absolutely useless in helping him. My business has just had me swamped.
Yeah.
And so this is what you're getting.
Yeah,
I feel so bad.
So this is what you're getting. Yeah. And it's one of those things, like, we don't want to seem like super negative, because we're not super negative.
No.
I think we're just being kind of hard on ourselves because we've done such a good job of like sticking to a YouTube like upload schedule for the last 8 weeks for sure. Before that was okay. But like we've actually stuck to this thing like pretty good, and it's not. I guess, you know, when you're on a roll with something, you know, you go to the gym, you know, every day for, you know, 5 weeks or something like that, and then you miss a day, and it's just like kind of sucks. That's kind of sort of what we're feeling right now. And why is this not on? Oh my gosh. Okay, you guys won't be able to see us. That's kind of what it feels like. It's like you do something really good for a while, and then something happens, and then what you were doing good kind of just falls apart, and then it's like, oh, darn.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. But I'm glad that we're doing this video anyway, because this afternoon, when we were just both feeling all of the pressure of this week piling up on us, my solution was just not to put a video out on Friday. I said, you know,
let's push it back for a day.
Let's just push it back a day. Let's just, you know, do it whenever we can, whatever. And Nate had a hopefully better idea of doing this, because at least we're doing something and it's still sticking to our schedule. And then next week, when that North Carolina video does come out, it'll be fantastic. It won't be rushed. We'll have all of the content done, and it'll be a good video for you. We'll be back on our schedule, rather than like with your analogy with the gym of, you know, you miss that one day and then it's easier the second day to not go, to make that excuse.
Yeah.
So I think that,
whereas if you would have just gone and like did something, it would have been better.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that's kind of that. And like I said, like I was trying to say earlier, but I got sidetracked. We're not being super negative. Like everything that's going on is like really, really good. You know, the fact that your business is like, you know, is working is like fantastic. That's,
Yeah.
you know, because honestly, like I've been able to dedicate nearly 100% of my time to the YouTube channel, which is great. You know, that's kind of like what we want Adventure in a Backpack to be able to do, like eventually be able to, you know, to make enough for us to be able to travel, be a source of, you know, just like any kind of media outlet, whether that's like outside TV or you know, who else? I'm just drawing blanks now. just media outlets, just entertainment media outlets. You know, you go to you watch the Travel Channel to find, you know, all this different stuff. And I'm not saying we're gonna like start competing with the Travel Channel, but like, you know, anything like that. But that's what we want it to be. We want it to be like educational enough and inspirational enough and what's the third word of our mission statement?
Entertaining.
And entertaining enough that that this can be a, you know, a bigger source of our income. I don't think it'll ever be the source of our income, but you know, if it could be bigger. Anyway, we have to get our YouTube channel better, like better quality stuff for that to happen. And I have to get this light to work more often. But anyway, it's super good, honestly. So we've done a lot of driving. We actually were in Salt Lake City yesterday because the Wyoming Tourism Board, so Wyoming as a state, Jackson Hole Chamber of Commerce, Wind River Valley, or Wind River Range, their tourism, or is either tourism or Chamber of Commerce, one of the two. They were there, and it was a little bit of a media get together kind of thing, and they were trying to basically get people from the media to come do stories in Wyoming. And they thought what we do was cool enough to invite us up there, and they brought us up there and they fed us lunch and they told us all about Wyoming, and they were trying to see like what kind of stories we could put out about Wyoming, in which Wyoming is wild. It's, you know, it's rugged. There's, I think the stat that she threw out that I liked, it was like there's one person per 11 square miles or something like that.
It was 110 acres. 110 acres per one person.
Okay, so 110 acres is a quarter mile section basically. So what was it? 110
acres per one person.
Per one person. So one person per quarter mile, quarter square mile basically. That's pretty cool. So
yeah,
it's a neat state, and we haven't spent enough time in it. We know there's a lot up there, but we just haven't had any. Not that we haven't had a reason to go there, but we've always it just seems like we always just pass through, and
yeah.
I think
we've been to the Tetons, and we went to
Jackson Hole, and we've been to Yellowstone, but we've never been to the Wind River Range, which is definitely on one of our stops this probably this summer as we're passing through.
Yeah, that's definitely on our radar now. That after talking to them, we just never really had it on our radar too much, and talking to them, it really opened our eyes to how good that
area can
possibly be. Yeah.
It's just like climbing and
climbing and paddling, yeah, and mountain biking and hiking, and that's all I can think of.
Yeah, a bit of everything really, and it's a little bit harder to get to, so it's still kind of undiscovered, if you will, I think. Mm-hmm. But anyway, that was a really good thing for us. You know, any kind of like tourism board thing, you know, because what that means to us and you guys is that this tourism board has found us, and they have watched our vlogs or seen our Instagram stories or whatever media outlet they have found us on, and they're like, wow, Nate and Steph are good enough storytellers that we want them to come to our place that we're trying to promote, until we want them to tell a story, like, because, you know, maybe they could find a different angle, or we could give them an idea of a story, and then they could tell it better than we could. So that's really, I don't know, that means a lot to us.
Pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. So that's that. What else can we talk about? In the next few weeks, let's go ahead and like put this behind us, because I think we've fully got out the fact that we feel sorry for ourselves. And so let's talk about what we are doing going forward. We are actually, as we're sitting right now on a Thursday, we're in Fort Collins, and we're going tomorrow to Denver to get our our emissions smog testing
emissions testing, and going to the DMV to just do the annual registration
to re-register the van. After that, we're leaving Denver. We're going to Oklahoma. It's where my mom lives, and we've got our summer stuff there, our paddle boards and bikes and all that kind of stuff. We're going to be exchanging our skis for all that stuff. Mom is actually buying a new truck and a new truck camper because she wants to go on an adventure of her very own, which is absolutely awesome. And so we are going to help her with some logistics of that. We're going to be installing solar on her truck camper. A little bit more modest of a system than what we've got, looking at about 400 watts of solar, about 100 amp hours of lithium batteries. We are going to be switching our AGM batteries out for lithium batteries. We are going to be replacing the shocks on the van. We are going to be doing a bunch of just general maintenance, so changing the oil, air filters, fuel filters, cabin air filters, all that kind of stuff. We're going to replace a lot of the heater hoses on the engine because we have a coolant leak, and I know where it is, but it's only on a hose. It's about that long. So rather than replace that one, we honestly just need to replace most of them because I'm not sure when they've been replaced, and they're starting to get kind of weather rotted. So we just need to take care of that before it becomes a problem. We have a little bit of an oil leak, and so we need to do some cleaning and attempt to find that. Nothing crazy, nothing to be worried about, but I just don't like leaking oil. It's not very much, but it's enough for us to look for it, basically. We are going to Nicaragua the middle of May for a week, and so we're going to be there, and then we're going to have stories and all kinds of stuff, and we're super, super excited about that story because we love Nicaragua, and we're so amped to go down there. What else? We're gonna be busy still.
Yeah.
So
our workload is definitely not going to slow down.
No.
What else? Oh, we're gonna be doing some interior changes to the van.
Mm-hmm.
Getting a new headboard. We're getting a new custom headboard made, and I can't think of anything else at the moment. But we're gonna be documenting all of it and
so there's
showing
gonna
you
be
guys
all kinds of how-tos and tutorials coming up.
Yeah, and just general, like, what we're changing, and may not be necessarily a how-to.
Yeah.
But be pretty cool.
Basically, and I think that's it. That's what it's like. So we had the going backwards, and it's like, okay, well, what can we do to go forward? This is what we've got planned, and so we have all that stuff planned.
Yeah. Oh, and we just decided today that we're going to New Orleans at the end of May for a business conference, and that I'm going to, and then I think Nate is going to accompany me to New Orleans, and I don't know what he's going to do, so maybe
I might just go party.
Maybe he'll party in the French Quarter without me.
Maybe so. We're not driving down. We're going to fly down because it's going to be summertime in New Orleans, and we don't have an air conditioner, so we're going to fly down and stay in a hotel because, wow, that's going to be hot, muggy down there anyway.
And we'll only be there for like 3 days, so there's no point in...
Yeah.
There's not as much.
Is that an 8-hour drive? 10-hour drive, probably?
Something like that. I don't know.
12? I don't know. It's a ways.
And it's in the wrong direction from where we need to go right after that.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Because after that, we'll be going to Portland and Seattle and Salt Lake and Denver. And
we have a busy schedule and busy summer coming up. So, I don't know. I know you're super tired right now and really frustrated and stressed out about the video, but I am super excited and super pumped about the way things have been going, and the more stress that I have, the more stress that we have, I feel like it means the more things are working, and the more work that we have piled up on us, I mean, that's great in terms of business. That's great that we have, like, this is a good problem to have. So I'm super excited about that, and I'm really, really excited to be hiring my first employee too.
No, that's super awesome. Like that.
Thanks.
But yeah, no, it's the stress is fine. Like it's one of those things. Like, yeah, it does suck at the time, but like I would like use a metaphor saying, like, if you're hiking somewhere and you're having to hike this super long uphill kind of thing with lots of switchbacks, but let's say it's back to the car. Like, let's say you have to hike this section to get back to the car. Like, what do you do if you get out of breath? Well, you slow down, stop if you have to, catch your breath, and then you just keep going. And that's pretty much
That's what we're doing.
Yeah, pretty much how I feel about this. And just keep going. And it's fun, and it's good, and it's exciting, and I'm loving this. And I think one of the things, like, one of the deals about the videos is, like, I'm really liking it because, like, looking back on where our videos were a year ago, like, we've invested a lot of, like, time and money into education and video, like my own, like, education on video editing and stuff, and equipment and everything like that. And so to see, like, watch our videos from a year ago to now, and they're just, like, remarkably better, and that's really exciting for me because I enjoy it. Like, I have fun with it. So
yeah, fantastic.
That's
let's
that.
end this on a positive note, and good job.
Perfect.
Good job.
Good job. If you guys have
Yes.
made it all the way through this, however long this video was, and stuck around to the very, very end, good job.
Yes.
You're the real
High five to you
MVPs.
guys.
Anyway, I think that's it for this particular week. So be sure to tune in next week. We got live chats on Monday evenings, evenings in the U.S., and we've got tutorials and stuff on Wednesdays and adventure videos on Fridays. So be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell and tune in with us next time.
Yep. We'll see you Friday. No, we'll see you Monday. Bye.